Thank you, Mr. Rangaswamy, for joining us on the CSR Journal. In the beginning, I would like to understand your company, what it is involved in, and the vision behind the initiatives taken by it.
So I run something called the Corporate Eco Forum. It's a membership group of 70 of the world's largest companies, companies like Apple, Nike, Disney, 3M, Coca-Cola, Unilever, and so forth. So we work with the management team of these companies to really understand their work in the sustainability and CSR space, and also to share best practices and innovations so that all these companies together can become better corporate citizens.
So, what is the understanding that you have from them right now? Because usually the thing is, they announce so much money going to so and so angle, and there's nothing that's followed up with. So, can you give me like a fairly deep understanding now that you're involved with them to a very large extent?
So again, many of these corporations are large public organizations. So if they make commitments, there's a lot of pressure for them to keep their commitments. So they have to report back to the public and to their stakeholders as to what they're doing. So it's not as simple as making an announcement. There is follow-up. The other thing that we do as a group is collectively also undertake certain activities. For example, a couple of years ago, there was an activity within our group called the Natural Capital Initiative to showcase what companies are doing with land, water, and forest. So 24 companies joined this movement, and they not only show their commitment, but they have to report progress. So it's not, we close the loop, we follow them up, and so that the commitments have to be complete.
What's the current status of that initiative?
It's now grown into, I think, 45 to 50 companies making commitments, and it's become so large and successful, it's gone off on its own as a separate initiative.
And how many people have benefited from it, and where?
So this is the projects in this include one of our member companies planting 7 million trees in the United States, another company buying up a whole forest of several thousand acres. So these are all projects connected with land, water, and forest. Another company has cleared up water tables in South America. So these projects are all over the world, but they all involve nature.
What's happening about it in India?
We have not undertaken, our members haven't done many projects in India. Most of our companies are North America based, and very few of them are India based. So that's why most of our projects tend to be global.
Are you trying to involve any Indian companies, or even besides the company on a personal level, are you trying to tell corporates to take an initiative in the environment in India, Indian companies, I mean?
Sure, we've had a couple of our forums in India as well, where we reached out to large corporates. We had one meeting with 50 different corporates where we discussed all these issues. So what we are is a catalyst. We're not an organization that actually implements the tasks. We come in, we share best practice, we get companies motivated, they then go ahead and do the projects. So we act as a catalyst.
What were the names of these companies, and how far did they come to be a part of what you suggested?
So we're a closed membership group. So what our group does is kept in private, except for the things that they announce in public. But the companies are all listed, like I said, on our website. So they're all the large multinational companies.
What do you expect from the CSR regime in India?
I mean, there are great expectations, because if this amount of profit is actually put into good use, it could mean a lot for the country. But the program is so young, and the definitions are not completely all there. So we don't know whether these monies will actually go to CSR or be reconstituted as money that has gone into CSR. So we have to wait and see, since it's so new.
It's very nascent, of course, as we understand. Do you think we need a supervising body or a monitoring body over it?
I think it might be necessary, but I think we need to initially see what results come out before we jump in and put more regulation. So I think it's good to see in 1 or 2 years, especially these large public companies report, because they have to be obviously much more careful than smaller companies. So I want to take a wait and see.
When the government was making this whole idea mandatory, was there something that you pitched to them or said to them that they took into consideration?
I don't think so. I mean, we really want to do these things on a voluntary basis. I think India is one of the very few countries where this has actually become a mandatory thing. In the US, something like this would never happen. Yeah.
The reason for that being, in 2001, Harvard came out with a report where they spoke about CSR, of course, and the concept that they shared over there was of shared value. with the profits that they make and how they want to give it back. But in India, we've made it like a give and take. It's not a sharing concept. So how do you think we can bring that shared value concept to India and implement it correctly?
So one needs to look at some of the large tech companies that have done shared projects like this. One is a company called Salesforce.com, where the CEO has a 1+1+1 strategy, where the employees give 1% of their time to projects, they give 1% of their software to projects, and they give 1% of the shares of the company in a foundation. So that is the kind of shared value that has come on a voluntary basis, and many companies have been inspired by that in the United States and are doing that 1+1+1 strategy on their own without any regulation.
So you think we could implement this in India?
Absolutely. I don't see why there should be government regulation at all.
And do you think with the kind of political games that we play and try to save money, this will really work?
I think if it came voluntarily, I think people will actually do it. And so it only needs to have one or two large industrialists who actually come out and do this kind of an initiative, and others will follow them.
What is your understanding of CSR on an individual level? Because we understand when I talk about CSR, individuals make up a corporate. So on an individual level, what is your understanding and how do you see CSR?
So what we did at the Eco Forum was for Earth Day, we created a project where employees of our member companies could each go and do something to better the earth. And so people came up with all kinds of ideas that they would save a gallon of water, or they would save an hour of electricity, or they would clean up the streets. And so all this comes from something you want to personally do. And Walmart has a very interesting thing called PSP, Personal Social Project, where you pick anything you want and you do it. So it's not mandated by the company.
We are using the digital platform to a very large extent to bring CSR to the very common man, to make him understand and not make it look like a foreign concept. How do you think we can use a digital platform to disseminate information?
Yeah, I think the main way is most people do things if their peer group tells them to do things. So if we can bring out narratives and stories of how their neighbors are cleaning the streets, or how their neighbors are saving water or doing things or giving back to the group or to the community or to society, I think that's a great way to motivate. And especially everybody in India likes Bollywood movies and videos. If you could put things like that into the digital platform, little videos, little snippets that people get really inspired about, that would be great.
When I look at India as a country, I mean the nation at large, how do you see entrepreneurs? Because there are a lot of budding entrepreneurs that you're seeing, and of course there's a lot of CSR that's also been spoken about. So how do I create the link between these two?
Yeah, so a couple of things. I just hosted a conference in Bangalore this week called the NASSCOM Product Conclave, where we had 2,000 entrepreneurs there. And we had a great speaker from an organization called Room to Read, which is a charitable organization that builds libraries in India. So they came up with excellent examples of how tech entrepreneurs can incorporate CSR into their companies. For example, if you download my software, the 10 rupees you charge goes to a non-profit. So you can use that angle, and the brands of these companies actually improve dramatically by doing these small things.
After the 2% has been made mandatory, do you see any kind of loopholes in the law?
I'm sure there are. It depends on what you define as a CSR project, also what you define as work you've already done versus work you must do. So I'm sure the lawyers have found enough loopholes in these laws already.
Okay. Can you tell me what is CSR to you in exactly about 8 to 10 words?
Give back things so that you can receive things in the future.
And anything you would like to tell the whole budding CSR domain and initiative in India?
I think be inspired, persevere, be motivated, don't give up, you'll get there.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. It was really nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.